Miss Transformers 96 here with another video. I'm going to be talking about a new Marvel Legends figure that was shown, and this is super exciting. I am a huge Spider-Man fan and a huge Spider-Man villain fan. I am absolutely stoked for the Vulture, and I was beforehand, but especially after last night with the premiere of the very first Spider-Man Homecoming trailer, which featured the Vulture multiple times, and now we're getting a Marvel Legends figure. It's awesome, very happy. I mean, last night when that trailer came out, I put together some pictures of Vulture and posted it on my Instagram, and I just said, you know, Hot Toys and Marvel Legends, please, 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 please. And the very next day, one of those came true, so which is absolutely mind-blowingly amazing. Did not expect this, especially since the movie doesn't come out for so long. But let's talk about it. Super excited. They showed the Vulture, the Marvel Legends Vulture, which is insane. I've been super hoping that they would make this guy, but also very weary because obviously he has a huge wing assembly, so I wasn't sure how they were going to be able to fully make that at a reasonable rate, or you know, if they'd have to make him a Build-A-Figure or what they would have to do. But obviously, whatever they've done, they've made it possible. Sorry, I had to pause it for a second. So onto the actual figure itself. Now the figure is of course a completely new sculpt. It obviously can't be reused from anybody else. The sculpt itself, you can see it best at the top right there. It looks quite nice. As you can see, very intricate. Lots of detail work going on with the wrinkles of the jacket, and there's several harnesses and everything, which does seem to be actually sculpted on, not just painted or anything like that, which is great. The collar piece, I love. I mean, I think that it's brilliant how they incorporated that collar piece to give it that classic Vulture look, but to have it in a more realistic manner. I think that looks very cool. The helmet looks awesome. Really do like it a lot. I think that the eyes being a very bright green, it obviously isn't lights, but it has the effect of lights because of how bright that green is on the helmet there. But it just looks great. And then the legs look quite good as well. It's a little hard to see his claws on his feet. However, they are present. I wish that they were a little bit more aggressive, though. They seem to be pretty subdued. You know, I wish that they were a bit bigger because they seem to be pretty big in the movie, so that would have been cool to see. And I will show you a few movie shots to compare it to. So here you go. So here's a bunch of shots from the new trailer as well as the one concept art that we did see. And as you can see, I mean, it does look pretty pretty identical to the figure. The hoses, as you can see, in this picture, there's only one hose that goes to the back. And on the figure, as you can see, there's two hoses. So I'm not quite sure what's up with that, if he upgrades his suit, possibly in the film at some point, because it does look like there's two hoses here. It's hard to tell, but it does look like there are. And as far as the feet, you know, as you can see, the claws just look really aggressive. They look quite big too, so I would like to see the claws on this figure be slightly bigger, although it's hard to see how big they actually are from these images. As you can see, the wingspan is huge. The wingspan looks about 14 inches, I'd say. Just based on, if the figure is 6 inches tall, which it does say it is, I would imagine that that's about 14-inch span of wings, which is crazy. As you can see, a bunch of intricate detail throughout it as well. I love the way that it gets these aggressive spikes at the edge. I think that looks very cool. And then you have the propellers in the center. As you can see from like this image, the propellers are really on a little assembly of their own, so they can kind of come off. Now this, they do have some articulation. As far as how the wings are articulated, these little vents here, they are articulated on a hinge, as you can see, so they can go out and in a little bit, and then the blades themselves are on a swivel, so they can be pivoted, as you can see, to an angle, or they can just be flat on the wing. Then there is a hinge right at the close to the backpack, so you can have it hinge in and out right there. And then there is a hinge that goes up and down right here. So you do have some nice articulation on it. Nothing like super extravagant. Obviously, in the movie it'll have more range, I would imagine. But I think this is a good start. I mean, it's really what you need, and I think that's going to be good. Fitting this guy on a shelf is going to be a bit difficult because of how massive his wings are. But it does look very cool, and obviously he's going to be extremely back heavy, and therefore they're providing you a clear kind of stand just so you could have him standing, you know, which is interesting that we're going to have to get. Now, how this guy is going to be released, it obviously can't be a regular figure. I mean, As far as I know, they have not announced like what type of figure this is, but it can't be a regular figure, so it has to be a Build-A-Figure, I would assume, unless they're starting some new like deluxe series, or if this is going to be like a deluxe figure or something. But considering we've never seen Marvel Legends do that, at least, you know, within the past couple of years, I don't think that that's going to happen. But possibly it would, who knows, you know, maybe this will be like a $40 deluxe figure. I'm not quite sure. More likely it'll be a Build-A-Figure, and therefore, I mean, he's pretty big for a Build-A-Figure. Obviously, the core figure is a regular size figure. However, the wings are just so massive, and then he also has that stand that has to be taken into account as well. So I would imagine that the legs, both of them will come with one figure. The arms, both of them will come with one figure. The body will come with another figure. A head will come with another figure. And then the wings will probably be broken up into 4 pieces along with that base, I guess. You know, I'm not quite sure. I mean, the wings are just so big. I'm not quite sure how they're going to break it down. But I can't wait to see how they get this guy out, and of course, no matter what way they release him, I will be buying him. Now, my biggest question with this figure is, will it have Michael Keaton head sculpt? That's obviously who's playing Vulture, and I would love for him to have a Michael Keaton head sculpt. We do see in the international version of this trailer, there is a shot of him like walking down, you know, who knows where he is, because it's all kind of just blue and hazy and foggy around him, but he's just kind of walking forward, and you can see his silhouette, and the silhouette is obviously him wearing the Vulture costume. However, he does not have the helmet on. It's Michael Keaton's head sculpt, so he will take off the helmet, and of course in the comics, Vulture doesn't wear a helmet. He just has his bare head, so that looks even more classic comic-like. So I would really hope that the figure is able to represent that as well. I really hope that he does come with a Michael Keaton secondary head sculpt. I think that would be great, and that would just make it look even more like a classic-looking Vulture that's been modernized, basically. So I'm really hoping for that. Hopefully we get 2 head sculpts. We'll have to see, though. If I had to guess, I don't think we will, just because they probably would have showed it with this preview, but we'll have to see. My fingers are crossed, but I'm super excited to get this figure. Yeah, even if it's a Build-A-Figure, you have to buy 8 figures that look like crap to get him. I'll totally do it, I have to say, I will admit. So I'm super excited for this Build-A-Figure, or this figure in general. Let me know what you guys think of it, and thanks so much for watching.